AI's Dirty Secret, or How to Spend $500,000 of Supercomputing. Episode 6. Rules, Referees, and Global South Haystacks. That Dutch sailor's hunch was right. Renuka and Robert hit it off immediately. Quite apart from the immediate matter of how to spend $500,000 worth of supercomputer-grade cloud computing, they're just immediately on each other's wavelength. Renuka and Robert have very different backgrounds, and until COVID lockdown their careers have taken very different paths. Renuka, born in India into a family of engineers, becomes an engineer herself before moving to the UK into academia and consulting, focused on sustainability and carbon accounting, first in the construction industry, then everywhere. Robert, born in London, studies Chinese, trades textiles for a Japanese multinational, views Asia as a producer and reporter for American TV news, makes documentaries on Europe for Japanese viewers, then, as the internet destroys old ways of making a living, explores how filmmakers might use it to find a new one. Yet, by 2021, their paths start to converge. Locked down in Berkshire, Renuka founds the Global Sustainable Futures Network, a zero-budget social media network which, among other things, connects early career sustainability researchers in the Global South. Locked down in Wiltshire, Robert founds See-Through News, a zero-budget social media network with the goal of speeding up carbon drawdown by helping the inactive become active. Both networks thrive and grow, and now intersect, thanks to a good Samaritan bobbing on a yacht in the mid-Atlantic. One alert Dutch sailor spots that for the see-through carbon competition, Renuka's network might be the answer to the problem faced by Robert's. On December the 27th, they have a Zoom call. Introductions over, goals aligned, with no need to consult anyone else or get approval for a budget, Robert and Renuka agree immediately to collaborate on the competition and start brainstorming. Before hanging up, they review their to-do list. Rules must be clear and transparent, the simpler the better. Referees assemble an expert panel to evaluate any entries should they come. Evaluation. Define the criteria to pick winners. Support. Cloud computing novices would need help to prepare their data. Marketing. Advertise the competition as widely as possible while targeting the most likely candidates. Even for problem solvers like engineer Renuka and TV producer Robert, this is quite a to-do list. They don't bother drawing up a similar list of obstacles, but it would look like this. 1. The target January the 1st launch date is in 1 week. 2. Most people in their networks are on holiday. 3. It seems no one has ever tried offering supercomputing to Global South researchers. 4. Most people don't understand what the prize is. 5. Experts are warning them suitable candidates might not even exist. 6. They also say, even if they do exist, the April 10th deadline is nuts. 7. No one's heard of see-through carbon. 8. Even if any of this were possible with massive resources, they have no money. Daunting, certainly. Still, after seeing their zero-budget networks prosper for 2 years, Renuka and Robert have discovered something interesting about money. We're usually all so focused on its advantages, we rarely consider its disadvantages. We think of money as lubricant, but it can also be sludge. As former freelancers fighting for funding, Renuka and Robert are all too familiar with both of money's isotopes. Renuka submitting countless applications for tiny puddles of grant funding, Robert pitching for endless meagre pots of documentary funding. As GSFN and See-Through News thrived without even a bank account to receive donations, the less obvious benefits of being money-free have revealed themselves. As many are quick to observe, you need to have the good fortune to have enough money to volunteer yourself, but many richer people keep working because they lack the concept of having enough money to stop. Lubricant, yes. Sludge, yes. But money is also narcotic. It's a seductive means dressed up as an end. Running GSFN and See-Through News has taught Renuka and Robert how much can be achieved by volunteers sharing an end goal that values carbon rather than money. What's strange is how strange we find this. Money, after all, is an abstract and very recent invention of a particular species, Homo sapiens. Carbon, by contrast, is what not only humans, but all life on Earth is made of. Put like this, valuing money so much more over carbon starts to look like the eccentric life choice. Researchers and filmmakers can easily spend 90% of their working hours pitching for money, waiting for money, accounting for money, or chasing money, leaving only 10% to actually research or make films. Remove money from the equation and you're instantly 10 times more productive. One thing Robert knew from his TV news days is there's nothing like a deadline to focus the mind. And so it turns out when he and Renuka ask their networks for help. Even on holiday, GSFN and See-Through News experts volunteer their help with alacrity, helping recruit others in turn to fill any gaps. Need the founder of an overstretched pro bono PR agency on holidays? Happy to help. Experts to make the panel as diverse and representative as possible? On board. Agricultural expert to fill an expertise gap? Found one. Graphic designer to create an eye-catching logo in a day? In your inbox. A donor who creates solutions instead of problems? Meet Tom. Renuka and Robert feel like they're in the first half of The Magnificent Seven, The Dirty Dozen, or another heist movie where ragtag teams of unlikely misfits with peculiar but complementary skills are being assembled on the hoof, except on Zoom and with fewer shootouts. On January the 1st, they review the top of their to-do list. Competition rules, tick. Expert panel of referees, tick. Global press releases to hundreds of Global South publications for a broad appeal, tick. Academic call paper for a more focused appeal, tick. Unencumbered by the sludge of money and with complementary networks of expert volunteers pitching in from around the world with no need for anyone else's approval, they hit send. On January the 1st, 2023, 4 months and 10 days before the deadline, the See-Through Carbon competition trumpets to a hungover world its quixotic search for golden needles in the massive global South Haystack. In episode 7, Golden Needles, we find out if anyone heard and if the haystack contained any needles at all.
AI's Dirty Secret, or How to Spend $500,000 of Supercomputing, was narrated by George Hinchliffe, who also wrote the music. It was written, produced and mixed by Robert Stern. The See-Through News podcast is a See-Through News production. See-Through News is a zero-budget social media network with the goal of speeding up carbon drawdown by helping the inactive become active. For more, visit seethroughnews.org. Thank you for listening.